12 talk.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to 12 Talk.
12
So we are here on episode 5. So thank you for tuning in with us. Today we are going to be talking about pet peeves and triggers. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go back and forth. We're going to talk about our personal pet peeves. You guys might have your own personal pet peeves. Let us know. You might agree with us. We might have the same one. So don't be a stranger. Make sure you interact. All right. So Gina's going to go ahead and start us off.
So my number one pet peeve that's at the top of the list, smack dead at the top, will always be at the top, I think, for the rest of my life, is whistling. Whistling bothers me. If you've been around me, my childhood, teenage years, college days, adult, this is always been like, people know, even people that work with me. I had the white people that I work with trained out here. They do not whistle around me. I don't like whistling. I hate whistling.
Wait, can I talk? Can I tell? I gotta tell the viewers that story. Well, in college, one time somebody said, I forgot who it was. It's one of our friends. They set Gina's ringtone as whistling.
It was shot. I would never forget that. They knew I hated whistling so bad that she took my phone. I think she said she had to do something with it or whatever, like use my phone for something. And she set my ringtone as whistling, like somebody just straight whistling.
We swore it was Shalimar too. We was like, Shalimar, why would you do that? He was like, that was not
me. Grind my gears. I hate. That's something that will really grind my gears.
Yes, and that was a little throwback story for y'all too.
That's a throwback story, but seriously, don't do it around me. I've had altercations. I had people at college and arguments in school and people at work. Like, when I'll ask nicely, like, can you just not do that? I'm just gonna tell you how it feels to me. So you know how most people feel when people scrape down a chalkboard, or you hear scraping of a pan, and people don't like that, or some people don't like styrofoam rubbing together. It makes your stomach cringe. That's how I feel when people whistle. And the fact that their lips are so little, and it's just like, they're just like, oh my God, I don't know why that image bothers me so much, but it gets on my nerves. I get aggravated and it hurts my stomach. So that's why I don't like whistling. I know you got some themes. Let us know what's your number one.
My number one is people with no manners. I do not like no rude person.
Especially children.
Especially children and especially old people, man. You be trying to respect your elders, but it's like, you rude. Like, it'd be like little things, like, like walking into a store and the person in front of you doesn't hold the door. Please, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Really.
Like, I hate it. I cannot stand people with no manners, or people that feel like they don't need to have manners because they have this sense of entitlement. I can't with it. Like, it bothers me so bad that, like, I think about it like if I have an encounter like that, I think about it for at least like 2 or 3 hours.
Recently that happened. It was an old head. We out to eat to dinner, and like, he walked past our table and he like hacked towards our area. Like, it was just like a and we was like we was eating our chips, and it was me, my sister, and my little cousin, and we looked up and was like, what the fuck, bro? We started cursing that man out, and he just kept walking like we weren't saying anything.
No, or like that when we went to Knoebels, and that man ran into that wagon, and he didn't say nothing.
Didn't say nothing, just ran into it while my kids are standing in it, and just
that pissed me off. When that happened, I was ready to go. I was standing there, I was like, Gina, because maybe I thought maybe I was tripping. Maybe maybe I was saying things.
Him down, staring him down, and then some other white lady was like, "I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for him. I don't know him, but I'm so sorry." Because everybody's seen it on our. We was just like,
yeah, because we was just, like, we had it was no words. Like, that's how, like, it was just
He had these little
Wow.
shades on, like, I'm too cool to even, like, these are children that you just
To
ran.
even no, he almost like fell into the freaking wagon. Like he could have.
Yeah,
I
babies.
was like, oh no, honey. Mm-mm. I was pissed off. That
Yeah,
stuff it'd be the little stuff like that because you could have really said excuse me or like my bad or I'm sorry. Like it, all you had to say was something.
yeah.
You don't just have to keep walking. Same with like holding the door open for somebody. You don't close the door in somebody's face. You don't do that. You don't cut in front of somebody in line like at the supermarket. You don't do that. You
Oh,
don't
I
reach over
wish
people.
somebody would, but I'm a stickler for that. Go ahead and cut the line in front of me. I wish you would.
No, and then like because I see a lot of this stuff be happening like in the supermarkets. Like, don't try to squeeze by me and not say excuse me because you know what? Because I'm gonna stand my ground. And I'm gonna stand tight. So you have to say excuse because I wish you would hit me or I wish you would bump me. Because
Nah, I'm
I
like,
can't stand
your
it.
back don't work. Like, what's going on? Like, or I don't like when people get too close to my kids, or like they try to touch. Oh, try to touch my kids. Oh my god, that's a trigger. Boom, boom, boom. Especially like they try to. I'm sorry again, white people, because only white people do this. I haven't had any other race, but they try to pet my kids like it's a fucking exhibit. Like, what the fuck are you doing? They try to touch their hair. Just
Mm,
stop. No
mm-mm.
manners. Like, you don't touch people,
I
kids.
mean, it's just rudeness, but rude. That's my top. That's my number one. You know what? I have a lot of pet peeves, but these are like
Yeah, these are like
you know,
triggers. Like I
yeah,
automatically like, boop, it pops the top.
yeah. Yeah, because there's a lot of things that bother me. Like I could,
Yeah,
if I wrote down everything that bothered me in one day, it'd be
yeah.
a lot.
And I'll be
So
always new ones getting added on daily. Daily.
seriously, seriously. All
So
right, so that was my first one.
I have like another one, and it's the new, like, I don't know if people are getting off on this because I know a lot of people do get off on it because that's why they get so many views. I'm sure people do get off on it. Is that ASMR with the people eating and they're slurping
Can't stand it.
and they're just like, ah, eating so nasty and they're whispering when they're explaining stuff to you. It mm, like Sweetie's promo for that sweetie bag, sweetie meal.
Just sweetie meal or something.
It's like
And then we are
dripping the
going
sauce. Like, why the fuck are
to
you
drizzle it on
whispering?
like so.
Why? Why are you sexualizing? It's okay, you know what I think it is? I think it's the fact that they're sexualizing the food. Like, why are you
I just don't like it. I don't like to hear people eat. Like I don't like that. Like to say I don't like smacking.
How's your mic so loud? Why? What
Yeah,
is
like
that? So I
every
can
time somebody be watching, and then you know what kills me? All the views they be getting.
yo, they really yo, it's people that really make a living off of it. They make a living slurping on a loud mic, all different type. And then like the mukbang thing, like the mukbang part about it too, like you're just stuffing all this food. Like
It's makes my
the
stomach hurt.
Asian ones, and I don't know if this don't sound racist, but they blow. That's the like the number one that gets on my nerves. And they have those little ass red lipstick on, and it's something about people having their lips really small, really little and tight. It just gets on my nerves. They're like,
Yeah, like slurping all them noodles, slurping all them noodles, and and sometimes they be eating some nastiness like
and they go to take a
octopus
bite,
tentacles.
it's not like a they gotta be like three, four, five, like stuff in their mouth. Like, stop, turn. And I always try to turn, but for some reason, they're always on my feed. And the first thing you hear is, okay, I'm gonna start eating. Uh,
Mm-mm.
that whispering.
I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Another one for me is that bothers me is when people try to tell me that I did or said something and I know I didn't say it. Like, how you gonna tell me what I did? Oh no, you said no. And then it irritates me sometimes because you don't really have proof sometimes, not unless you have a screenshot. But I will fact check you in a minute. I will put up the screenshots and say, look, this is what I said. I cannot stand it. Like, don't. And then they be so, you said that you was gonna. When I said that was you interpreting something that you thought I said. I didn't say that. I
Yeah.
can't stand that.
Wait, so
That really bothers me.
do you mean like they're saying something that they're saying that you did something that you know you didn't do, or that they're interpreting something that
No,
you
that you know you didn't do, or maybe like
how to say you
they
take a
they maybe they read the text wrong or something. Like that still bothers me too, because like what are you doing? Because no, I just don't like, because every situation that has been in, it's always like someone's trying to make it seem like I did something and I know I didn't do. So that's why I always keep receipts now. I always keep a receipt. I always keep a
yeah,
receipt.
that is annoying. Someone just continuous, well, it's not continuously, but like if they're adamant about you doing something and you're like,
It's
yeah.
it's the fact that you being adamant. Like I said, I didn't say that.
Now, I think
Like
I had that one time with you with Jazz, and we were like, me and Jazz was like, no, Ajay, we definitely. And you were just like, no, I didn't. We were like, no, Ajay, you did.
was this in Baltimore?
Yeah,
I didn't to
yes,
this day.
yes, you. She has two eyewitnesses, and she still doesn't believe.
To
To this day,
to
So me,
this day.
uh,
To
to this
this
day.
day.
we was like, whatever, just left.
To
No,
this day, I did not do that. I will keep saying
you
that
see,
I did not do that.
but she definitely did. And there's a second person to back the story up, and she's
Call her in.
it's definitely true. Because I thought you were taking my third one. Because I was gonna say I don't like people saying, and I don't like people interpreting or twisting my words. I hate I don't like that. Or like they try to make it seem like you meant something a certain way, and it's like, no, I didn't mean it like that. Or like people that stir
Mm-hmm.
the pot, like to make the
Messy,
situation, yeah,
messy, messy.
worse than what it was. I don't like that, and I find that happens a lot with family members, because they just play telephone and like,
Mm.
you know I didn't say it like that, but you're trying to say I said it in a certain way so you can.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. Like they like to cause drama in other people. Like they just don't. It's just they like to stir the pot. I guess that's what you call it, because they're saying that I meant something that I didn't mean. Like they take it completely out of context. Like people do that today in interviews. Like they take certain snippets.
Mm-hmm. And they make it seem like they were saying something that they didn't play. Either they didn't play the full thing, or
And people
they
just they
yeah.
just that one snippet of it, and then everybody runs with it, and it come and nobody actually goes to watch the whole interview to see
Mm-hmm.
what the context of why they were saying that. So I don't like
Right.
when people do that. I don't like when people basically what they call is called play telephone, but they like
Mm-hmm.
switch it around to make it. They want to make the situation go the way they need it to go. I don't
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. That's a
Right.
big one for me, and I mostly deal with that with family.
That is definitely a family thing, because like you said, they family goes cluck 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 and bop 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 all day long.
Okay.
Right. Another one for me is people who are just loud. Now, don't get me wrong. No, there's a time and a place where where you could be loud, because my boyfriend tells, because when I say this to my boyfriend, he'd be like, "You're loud," and I'll be like, "Excuse me." Like he'd be like, "Yeah, you're loud sometimes." Because he says when you were around your friends, y'all are loud, and then you'd be
What
like,
is he around us? Well, maybe around
"Yeah,
friends.
yeah." I'm like, "Well, yeah, because he said, because all you hear is bitch and and I'm like, okay, okay, but that's why I say it's a time and a place. Like if you're just loud and being obnoxious and
I
stuff,
know.
like early in the morning, like when you first walking into work, why? 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 Oh, you know what? This first started. This pet peeve first started being on in what was this, like high school, and being on the school bus, and it's morning time. Okay, it's like 6 in the morning. Why are you screaming on the bus? Why? Just why? Ever since that, that just it irritates me bad. Like I feel as I shouldn't be able to, like, if it's not a party or something, I shouldn't be able to hear you all the way across the room. Like why?
Right.
Why? Why? Yeah, and even if it's a party, and if I don't like you and you loud, that just makes me not like you even more. because it's just you just
That goes-
loud.
like that kind of goes hand in hand, like people that can't adapt or they're not sophisticated enough to, you know when
Yeah,
and
it's a time and a place.
yeah, like they just I know people that's literally like that. Like they don't have that off button. They're always
It's like common. It's like they don't have the common sense, like to be like, shut up.
yeah, let me chill because this is not the place. Like we're at church. Like let me chill out.
Yeah, like what?
I another pet peeves of mine is I don't know if this goes with yours, but I don't like disrespectful little kids. I don't like disrespectful little kids. Like I
Mhm.
blatantly disrespectful little kids. Like you need to I don't know, I guess I was brought up different. Like even when I had my little cousins around me, like I even or not even no, my nieces and nephews, they know because we were all brought up the same. Like even when they answer me, like if I call their name, you don't answer me what? It's yes.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
They're like, what? I'm like, I don't know. You gotta say yes. I do it with their parents there. I don't like kids that talk even if I don't know them, they talking back to their parents. I don't like that gets on my
But
nerves.
like that's the stuff they allow them. Kids are not that way because they're born disrespectful. That's learned behavior. That's how they talk to their parents. Because I was like you. I was raised like if I said what, that's a pop in the mouth.
Right. What?
Like
I'm like, what?
right. I said yes, yes.
Yeah, like
Like
or like or they call their parents by their first name and I don't know. Or even parents that allow I guess that's another story. Like parents that allow their kids to call they by their first name, that gets on my
yeah,
nerves.
because there's some people they're being themselves.
Yeah,
They're their own people.
that's another thing for me. Disrespectful little kids. That's like a big top no. Like, don't bring your kids to my house if they're disrespectful. And when I mean disrespectful, like if you tell them to sit down and they don't sit down, that's disrespectful to me. Like you have no control over your kids. It's disrespectful to me. And I feel like don't bring them here. Don't bring them out to events with me. Don't do it because they're gonna get treated like my kids, and I'm gonna snatch them up and I'm gonna tell them to sit down. I don't like
Yeah,
disrespectful little kids. I don't like to be embarrassed whether they're doing it verbally.
that is facts.
Nobody likes disrespectful little kids. Nobody that's embarrassing like anywhere for anybody. Like even myself. Like I know there's gonna be times where my kids are gonna test me while I'm out, but I'm gonna correct it immediately right there.
Right.
It's not gonna be
As
a
you
all the time.
should.
Like every time we go out, your kids is wilding. Like, come on, bro. It's 12:30 and your kids ain't sleep. Nah, come on. We gotta be something gotta give.
Yeah. No structure.
Nothing. I don't yeah, I just don't I can't do it.
Mhm.
I don't know if that falls under disrespectful, but I just can't do it.
No, I mean it does. It does in a way, you
Yeah,
know.
even I don't care the age because I got my 3 year old and she know. When I say sit down, it's sit down. When I say go to bed, it's go to bed. It don't matter how
Right.
Evie know too, and she won. When I say go to bed, she get her little and she go right in the room and go get ready in the bed, and she's won. So it's no excuse.
Right. Right. So my next one is when people um they don't they lack accountability. So it's
Mm,
like they see no fault
talk about
in
it.
like anything that they do. And it's just like, okay, like some situations, say you get into it with somebody and it's like, all right, I can admit where I was wrong, but they
Mhm.
can't do the same.
At all, and it makes you want to take it back. Like I don't even want to say that I was wrong for anything.
Right. Like it's like, all right, I'm sorry, but it's like, no. You need to talk about what you did. Like you
Hmm.
could be like, but no, I was like, you're missing the but I should, like I like just I just can't stand when people just act like they shit don't stink and that
Mm,
they never do. They're never the fault in anything. It's always somebody else. It was like let's. I guess you could say it's like they play victim. Like but it's really like you just need to be accountable. Take accountability for what you do too.
it's true.
Everyone's not the bad guy to you.
Right.
Like everyone is not the bad guy in your story. Like you got to take some accountability for what you do. Even like when it comes to like you could have accountability for yourself. Like say if something happened to you and maybe you just got out of a toxic relationship, you can't blame everything on that partner, on your ex. You got to take accountability for what you allowed or what you did as well.
And that's the
So
only kind of person too. When you take accountability for stuff that happens
Mhm.
to you or stuff that you know that you played a part in. But you know who suffers
Mhm.
from that? Parents. Parents.
Mm.
They don't like to say, yeah, I did do
My
that.
bad. My bad.
Yeah.
It's some. It's very hard for them to be like, okay, well, I shouldn't have did that.
Tripping. You know what? I
Yeah.
did stretch it. Yeah, they can't do
Right.
that. For some reason,
Right.
it's like,
Yeah, no, it's just like a. So you just be like, okay, is it? Like it's just like what you did,
yeah,
but you
exactly.
just don't want you. But you just don't want to say what you did.
Yeah, but I can't stand that. And being that you won't take accountability for it, it just store it in my files in my head. Like it's always gonna be there. And then the way I handle my situations with you are gonna always be different. Like I see it a lot on Love and Hip Hop with people that deal with their mothers on there, and when they tell stories about their childhood, the mothers are like, "That's not the same story I felt or I went through." That's not. But it's like, no, mom, like that happened, and they're just like, no, no, it didn't. So I
Yeah,
dealt with that personally, and I also see it on TV. Like this is real. Like it's real. Like parents live a different life than you did. Like it's I guess because it's through their eyes. So
I guess it's a different lens, but still, no matter what lens you're looking at, you still need to take accountability for what you played a part in. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What poppin'? What poppin'?
In 60 seconds with 12 Talk.
We're going. Recently, Erica Mena was out partying in a club celebrating her so-called divorce from reality star Safari. Now, if this is true, because they've been going through it, I must say I'm here for it. You go, Glen Coco.
on Kanye's new song, Hurricane, he confessed to cheating on Kim even after she pushed out two of his kids. Kim was totally blindsided by the lyrics and received no warning. God damn, Kanye, you even know how to steal the show in your own divorce.
DeVal and Kadeem announced on social media that they will be expecting a fourth baby boy. God damn, DeVal. That Y chromosome must be super strong. I wonder if they're going to keep trying for a girl, though.
Did you know there are no muscles in your fingers? Their functions are controlled by muscles in your palms and arms.
Nicki Minaj and Rihanna linked up this past weekend. Not sure why they linked up, but I feel a collaboration coming. Is the world ready for Nickiana? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What poppin'? What poppin'?
In 60 seconds with 12 Talk.
Okay. All right. So we discussed our pet peeves, me and Gina. As you can see, we have a lot. And how I deal with my pet peeve is that I just try to remove myself from situations. Some things aren't some things you can confront people on, but some things are just like whatever. It's just like
Yeah,
just stay,
I'm not.
just stay away from me, or just I'll just remove myself if I can, But always remember, don't always hold your tongue. Don't always hold your tongue. If someone's bothering you, speak up. But sometimes people are just some things aren't.
Yeah, you gotta pick and choose your battles.
Yes, you got. That's exactly what I was trying to say. You got to pick and choose your
Yeah.
battles. All
Let
right.
us know how you deal with them. Or you could give us advice. Give us your advice on how we should deal with some of our pet peeves that we spoke about earlier in the episode, and we'll go ahead and discuss it next episode with you guys.
Right. Don't be a stranger. All right. Thank you for tuning in. As always, please make sure you like, follow, subscribe, share, repost, all that good stuff. And remember that we drop every Tuesday, so make sure you turn on those post notifications for that. And on that note, we'll see you next week. 1, 2, out.
Talk.